Thanks for joining us here at 5:30. We continue to follow breaking news. Around 3 p.m. this afternoon, there was an explosion at the Givaudan plant in the Clifton neighborhood. For quite some time, there was a shelter in place that was lifted right before 5. There was uncertainty on whether there were chemicals in the air, but according to the fire department, that air had been clean for quite some time. And we also heard from Mayor Craig Greenberg this afternoon as well.
Mayor Craig Greenberg telling us that 11 people have been taken to the hospital. All of them are workers at the plant. Let's listen in.
Louisville Fire Department rescued 2 individuals from the building. 11 individuals have been transported to local hospitals. All of those individuals that were transported to local hospitals were employees working in the plant. Just spoke to a couple members of that team that were inside there, and they have initially conveyed that everything was normal activity when the explosion occurred.
And as of that briefing, the 11 people taken to the hospital, all of them had survived. There were no fatalities that we know of as of this reporting. WDRB's Richard Essex is as close as he can get to the plant on Payne Street in the Clifton neighborhood. Richard?
I've lost IFB. I can't hear him. Okay. Sorry. There's a lot of radio interference out here, and so we weren't able to hear Gil talking to us. Now, this area is where a lot of the folks that live right down the street that had their houses shook, and a lot of them found out that there was an explosion by their Ring doorbells. And we looked at one of those Ring doorbells a little while ago, and you don't see the explosion, but you certainly see the glass on the windows start to move. And then a few minutes later, a fireman comes up and starts knocking on the door to see if anybody's there. Now, all of the people that have been waiting to get back to their house, they have been allowed to get back there. But let's take a look down this street. This is going to be the street where people are going to be cleaning up for the next several weeks. And they're going to be cleaning up a mess that was not of their fault at all. And we'll be talking to those people as soon as the fire department and the police let us get within the 2-block area. Now, the fire department has been saying that the air is clean, but every once in a while we get a pretty strong ammonia wave that comes through here. You can taste it, you can smell it, and it almost also smells like a burnt wood smell that keeps coming this way also. But people that have been waiting to get to their house, the people that have been hanging around this bridge in this area, people that have been on the TARC bus, they've all been allowed back through this area and into their houses. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Richard reporting from Payne Street this evening. Thank you so much. And it's important to note that we could still see a lot of police, first responder vehicles, their lights flashing. There are still a lot of them on scene, and first responders are saying to please stay away from that area, especially if you do not live there.
It's interesting, as the sun starts to go down, the police flashing lights, the emergency flashing lights are kind of lighting what is a darkening sky, and you can see that on the left-hand side of your screen, just beyond the haze that is still emanating from the fire scene.
I know. I mean, and you look at that video, and you don't want to get that image, have the meaning of that image lost on you, because you see that giant gaping hole in the middle of that facility. We had learned that 2 people had to be rescued, 1 person trapped because of that explosion there.